You all know the Dream SMP, right? Well, 4 years ago, that question would have had an easy answer. A Minecraft role-playing server which spawned a huge, albeit complicated storyline, and also helped a bunch of creators find success in new avenues. 4 years later, I grew up a lot. I got busy with life. And during that time, the Dream SMP officially ended, with them basically blowing up the map. Again. But the biggest mystery still went unsolved. Whatever happened to Tales from the SMP? Did it ever end? I think you can see from how long this video is that the answer isn't as simple as that. I spent so much time digging through everything I can find on Tales and its creator, Karl Jacobs. And, oh boy, was it a journey. Hey, I'm RamyRoTV, and recently I found myself watching my original video talking about Tales way back when. My passion got ignited again to talk about it some more, so I split this video up into 2 parts. Where we left off with Tales and where Karl and Tales is now, along with a secrets category which I will reveal later. I guess the best place to start off is where we left off nearly 4 years ago. Oh, and quick disclaimer. This video will contain content creators who have become controversial since the inception of the original video. I do not condone any of their actions, first off, and I'm not going to delve into every member's individual drama. This video's focus is strictly on Karl, with a little bit of talking about Mr. Beast and the Dream SMP as a whole. Okay, now we can begin. My original video ended with looking at the Haunted Mansion. At the time, that was the latest Tales episode. A Halloween-themed episode centered around Schlatt's mansion, full of intrigue and puzzles. I remember not really enjoying this episode a lot. It was fine, but it wasn't as fun to watch as the previous episodes. I remember saying this in my last video.
Maybe this episode just wasn't doing it for me. And hey, that's fine. There could be other episodes I'll like in the future.
So, did the pit deliver? Let's find out. It's been so long since I've said this. Hit it, Karl! Karl finds himself in a gigantic coliseum and is greeted by the king, Porcius.
Hello, who are you?
I am the king. Make way for the king! Make way for the king! Peasants, get out of here! Get out of my way!
King Porcius appoints Karl as his new cameraman to oversee the challenges that the gladiators will face.
Do you have a camera?
Yeah.
Then you're overqualified. Follow me!
These gladiators include Jackie, Lagius Maximus, Bartholomew, Watson, Levi, John/Ugly/Grievous, Genevieve, Edward, and Ran. These gladiators have to face the dangers of the pit, a massive coliseum of technical wonders to make the battles difficult but entertaining to oversee. Karl, during this time, gets acquainted with the many gladiators and tries to understand their reasons for coming to the pit.
What?
Many gladiators face the grueling challenges of the pit, but soon, one becomes victorious, the gladiator named Jackie. But, as soon as King Porcius checks the footage that Karl recorded, he notices the grave mistake that the cameraman made.
Here.
I didn't even see your camera the whole... Oh, you did have a camera.
Alright, let me just rewind a bit. Cameraman?
What's up?
Why is all the footage black? Cameraman, you left the cap on the lens! Cameraman, all of this footage is unusable!
Listen!
Oh, no.
Cameraman!
Wait, what do you mean this footage is unusable?
No.
General!
Oh.
Kill the cameraman!
Wait,
Oh, okay.
relax for a second. Play it cool.
Come back.
Play it cool.
Cameraman!
Wait a second, Jackie, before you, wait.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Did we not, I mean, like, I feel like we gotta, I feel like we had a connection going. Does that mean?
We did. You're probably my closest supporter here. I'll be honest. Even
And
though
you're
you
just
did do it
gonna
against
just
me
because I
last
a silly lens cap?
Hey, you know what? I reckon we could find a backup.
You had one job!
He gets a little grumpy, I noticed. Maybe one
My
day I'll be-
citizens only get to see one video per year, and now they won't!
That is
Wow,
very
bad
true.
upload schedule.
All right.
So, do you want me to, like, off you?
So, King Porcius orders the winning warrior, Jackie, to kill Karl for his negligence. And then, darkness consumes the screen. Oh, wait, that's it. Huh. Okay. Positives out of the way first. Absolutely amazing build. And the actual technicality of the pit is amazing. Technoblade, as always, did an amazing job with his roleplay. But, again, I just found this episode boring to watch. I know that a lot of factors could have played into that. One, I'm not 17 anymore, so of course a bunch of 20-somethings yelling and making crass jokes isn't going to be as fun to watch anymore. Maybe some of the jokes are a little bit funny, but my point still stands. 2. This is a critique to Tales in general after the Wild West, but the storytelling in the series isn't taken seriously, except for a couple of occasions in the pit as well as with the endings of the Inbetween. What I mean by this is so many choices are made, but they don't really go anywhere. There isn't a serious consideration of making the story make sense. There are fun characters like Ran, played by Rambo, but his only traits are putting on a deep voice and occasionally saying weird, vague threats.
Let me get a better angle.
He's
Oh,
down!
oh no! I missed. Can
I'll
you?
see you again.
Cameraman, you had one
Sorry,
job.
Ran.
What the?
Why did
Apart from that, nothing really happens with him, which is annoying. Rand saying, "I'll see you again," would have been so cool to see followed through in this episode or even in the next episode. Imagine him coming in the maze and playing a big role there. That would have been so cool and so satisfying to see followed through. But for whatever reason, the ideas that are present here feel half-cooked. I can get that it could be silly of me to criticize Tales when it's just a bunch of friends having fun. It's just that Karl and his team have made captivating episodes in the past. Lost City of Mizu, The Masquerade, The Wild West, hell, even the very first episodes did this well too. Karl and his cast were having fun, but at least they felt grounded in the characters they were playing. And that immersion made it fun to watch the episodes. Yes, there were some mishaps here or there, but that's what made it fun. And went from this silly, fun time with friends to actual theater. And I mean that fully. I guess to me, it sucks because Karl is genuinely a really good director / storyteller. He has the ability to tell stories really well, but it starts falling through when his cast isn't as grounded in the world and story. After that, everything else starts to fall apart. Without a good foundation, there really isn't a good reason to care about these characters. Okay, but there is still one more episode which could save up for the last 2 episodes' failures. And, frankly, it was okay. Karl, just do the thing already. So, a bit of build-up with this episode. Since the pit, The Maze was released on February 11th, 2022, meaning, at the time, it was a full year since the last Tales episode. But during that time, Karl and his team had greatly upgraded Tales and its production value. It now had an animated trailer made by the creator of Omori, a cinematic teaser trailer, and when the poster finally came out, it had the largest cast so far. There were a total of 11 members in this one episode. And I remember while I was still on Twitter, RIP to my Twitter account, I saw the trailer for The Maze and I felt a lot of excitement for the new episode. It felt like everything I wanted the last 2 episodes to be. Fun storytelling with friends with a large scope. 4 years later, I finally watched The Maze, and unfortunately this episode wasn't my favorite either. The Maze is set a couple of generations after the main events of the Dream SMP. Karl awakens to stone walls surrounding him as well as a bunch of other people. Everyone seems lost as to what they're doing in this large enclosure. Either way, we are introduced to the cast. The large cast consisting of Tubbo as George Billiam, who is a descendant of Sir Billiam from the Masquerade. Technoblade as Hamilton, who is also a descendant of Sir Billiam. Sapnap as Mike. Whoa, I am not calling him that. Let's just call him Mike. Quackity as Pills, who is an old man with erectile dysfunction. Bad Boy Halo as Orion. George Not Found as Toby. Puns as Parker. Foolish Gamers as Frodo Haggins. And Slimesicle as the host of The Maze, Mr. Sickle. Oh my god, so many names. The Maze is ginormous, seeming to extend for infinity, but their host, Mr. Sickle, gives the group a goal. Escape the maze before sunrise.
Oh, we're live. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Labyrinth of Ceaseless Agony. I'm your host, Mr. Cycle, and is everyone ready to have a good time today? Great. Don't be. This maze is full of puzzles and challenges the likes of which none of us have ever seen, and it's your job to try and get through them all and become champion.
Out right now.
But of course, as you all know, if any of you are still in the labyrinth when the sun sets,
Calm down, brother.
don't be in the labyrinth when the sun sets.
With the day quickly passing, the group decides to work together so that they can escape this maze. Karl and this cast of characters are guided by the host, Mr. Sickle, to solve puzzles and dangerous challenges. Are you kidding me? This is literally the same plot as the last 3 episodes! Okay. I digress. Remember how I said Mr. Sickle warned the cast that they have to try their best to make it out of the maze before sundown? Well, what happens at sundown? It's actually insane what happens. So, what happens is nothing! It's literally dark by the time they get out of the maze. And yes, I got that they made it out on time. But still, why was there so much build-up for an event that was just not going to happen? Okay. Again, I digress. That's not even it. They make it out of the maze, only for Mr. Sickle to be like, "Oh, you thought you escaped? Loser!" And the surviving members are teleported back to the very beginning of the maze to repeat everything again. Meaning everything that just happened in this nearly 2-hour episode didn't even have any significance. The characters were fun at least, right? Again, if I was 17, maybe I would have found the jokes hilarious. And again, there are some really funny parts in this episode. But I gotta be honest, I can't stand Quackity making jokes and playing such an obnoxious character in the form of Pills!
I have a flaccid. I can't find my pills.
Oh, but it's a joke character. Quackity always plays joke characters in Tales. Yeah, and they've been annoying throughout, except for Jack in the Wild West. Also, have you not seen the Quackity had pulled off in his own roleplay? Hell, I only watched 1 episode of Las Nevadas so many years ago, and in that, Quackity was able to actually do good roleplay, and that's outside of Tales. And do not get me started on Sapnap's annoying ass anime voice, which he uses for the entire episode. Oh my god, shut the f up, Sapnap! Okay, I've calmed down now. All of this to say that the maze was really disappointing for me. It felt really chaotic and disorganized. from not having any stakes to the absurdly large cast just being annoying to sit through. The build is so impressive, and the pre-recorded segments were fun to watch, but again, it feels like style over substance. And I feel so passionate about this because this series actually was compelling at the time. So it just feels disappointing to have so much production value, but have it really feel like nothing at all. And it made me think of Tales as a whole. I was thinking, why does the idea genuinely feel really good, but the execution is lacking? I think it's because it's a first of its kind to tell stories this way. Think about any theater production, Broadway, off-Broadway, local, high school, etc. The great thing about theater is that it's all happening live in front of you. The cast, the crew, production design, all of it is happening live in front of you. But one major difference is that, for example, when a movie ends its theatrical run, 9 times out of 10 you can watch that same movie at home through streaming. But for theater, that's it. That time you watched it live is the first and last time you will ever experience it. The only hope that you can experience it is through word of mouth or just praying that it comes back for another season. These performances are essentially gatekept. Think of all of the Broadway shows now, and hell, even way before this era of digital media. So many shows are forgotten unless you were lucky to watch them at the time or hear them discussed. Imagine how accessible gargantuan shows like Hamilton and Rent became because of how they were made accessible, whether it be on media platforms like YouTube or streaming services like Disney+. I don't want to delve too much into the intricacies of this argument, but I bring it up in terms of Tales. It's the same idea, a performance being watched live with the audience interacting with all parts of it. The performers can then get recognition and support from these performances. And the beautiful thing is that with how Twitch VODs work, they can be uploaded to YouTube and watched as many times as possible. That's how I'm able to even make this video in the first place. Because for some reason, Twitch has this weird rule where every 2 months VODs are deleted, which doesn't make any sense to me, but again and again, I digress. Watching Tales, the Dream SMP, or any type of Minecraft lore stream is genuinely a revolutionary thing. I don't even think the original creators realized just how infinite the potential for this type of storytelling can be. This is to say that Minecraft roleplay has existed for a long time, but the Dream SMP and everything else that came after it became popular from utilizing this new form of storytelling. And it shows. The amount of fan content from animations, theories, fanfiction, and more is genuinely insane. But again, Tales in the Dream SMP were the first of its kind, and it shows in episodes like The Maze. There is genuinely something beautiful here, but it still needs some ironing out. So, The Maze. It wasn't as fun as the earlier episodes of Tales, so I didn't like this one either. So now where does this leave Tales then? Well, there is one section we have yet to discuss. Let's look at the in-between one final time. I remember just how gargantuan the in-between was when I first watched Tales, and it still feels just as, if not bigger. The build is genuinely fantastic. The floating castle adorned with all of its hidden details, genuinely made for wondrous storytelling. But how about the actual story that's being told here? As a bit of a recap, these sections always showed up at the end of a Tales episode. After Karl is done with his main adventures, he goes to the in-between. It started showing up in the Masquerade, and at this point, no one except for Karl and his team knew what this space was exactly. But slowly, more clues would be sprinkled in, more sneak peeks at what this space is. It claims to be a space to promote ease, yet time and time again, There are warnings about straying too far from the path. Some malicious force is lurking in the shadows of this seemingly innocent castle. And we finally get some answers. After the pit is finished, Karl is greeted by the Inbetween in the form of books again, still adorning that smile that was revealed in the haunted mansion. And while the Inbetween is not harming Karl, they are not pleased with him, issuing him a warning to not stray from the path yet again. But he keeps getting hints from another entity to leave the Inbetween as soon as possible and enter the portal room. Karl's plan is then found out. So, he runs across the castle, not looking back and running as fast as he can. He quickly runs to the portal room to find himself in The other side is introduced at the tail end of the pit. It seems to be the polar opposite of the in-between, with darker colors and Karl even sporting a black hoodie as opposed to his white one. But before we could get any context of what this place is, the episode ends. We then jump to the end of the maze. Karl finds himself in another new place, DreamXD's world. Here, Karl talks with an entity that is presumed to be the god ruling this area.
Hello.
Jesus Christ.
Nice to finally see you.
Who are you? What is going on?
Who am I? I'm God.
Hello, nice to meet you. Where am I right now?
You are inside my clock.
I'm just inside of your clock right now? Okay.
Well, yeah. Is that a problem?
I guess it's not. Can I go home?
No. Not yet. You have a choice to make. This is gonna be fun. I've been watching you for quite a while.
Why?
Well, because you're the time traveler.
Wait, you know I'm a time traveler?
I made you a time traveler.
What do you mean you made me a time? You really are God.
Look, the last time traveler, they forgot that they were a time traveler, and that's kind of a problem. So, I got rid of them.
Oh, okay. So, wait, it's from them losing memory. They lost their memory enough to where they didn't even remember they were a time traveler? That wouldn't happen to me, right?
No, I don't think it would happen. I don't really know. Probably not.
Okay, alright, that's reassuring.
There's two worlds.
Two worlds? What do you mean? Like what?
Well, as you know, there's the in-between and the other side.
Those are yours?
Yeah. But I've put two demigods there to oversee them. So, naturally, they're called the Overseers.
Yeah, I guess that adds up. Okay.
And every time that you come here, which will be every time you time travel, you have to pick. Do you want to go to the in-between or the other side?
Makes
And
sense.
you can only go to one each time. But this time, you'll see both.
Wait, so after today, every single time, I'm gonna have to choose just one of them?
Yes. You're gonna have to make a decision. There's not a right one. It's just whichever one you personally want to visit.
Karl first chooses to visit the other side and continues where we left off last episode. Karl meets with the overseer of the other side. Okay, editor's note, this is already a lot of information to take in, and I'm not calling them the overseer of the other side or the overseer of the in-between. I'm gonna make it real simple and just call them the Dark Overseer and the Light Overseer. Okay, let's get back into it. Karl meets the Dark Overseer and the other side, and he explains to Karl that this world holds memories from his past adventures.
Karl,
Hello?
I've been waiting so long to meet you. I'm the Overseer, here, at the other side. This is my realm.
What?
I've been excited to meet you for quite some time now.
Wait a second, like this is yours?
Well, it's a little bit complicated. It's mine to oversee. Everything is owned by DreamXD, but
Okay.
this is my responsibility here, and I'm so glad you're finally here. Karl, you don't understand. It's important that you're here. Okay? I get that you want to be home, but there's so much you have to learn here.
Like what?
This whole place is all built from your memories, Karl. Everything. Every single adventure you've been on, this whole time, your memories from those adventures, they manifest themselves here.
Wait, so this is all from my memory of the village that went mad?
This is all from you. The people aren't actually here. They're still stuck in that time. Or Well, you know, but these are just memories, and they can only generate whilst you're here. Karl, this is why it's important you are here now, right? Because the longer you are here, the more time these things have to generate. Your memories get to manifest themselves into something more whole.
From the town that went mad, all the way to the pit. Karl is amazed at being able to almost grasp the memories of his past friends and adventures. But the problem is that they are only hollow constructs. For these memories to form completely, Karl has to keep visiting the other side. The Dark Overseer needs Karl to continue coming to this place because it's too important, he says. Yet, Karl hesitates for a bit. He wants to keep coming back to these past memories, but what about his current friends? Unsure of what to do, Karl leaves the other side to go to the Inbetween. Karl meets the Light Overseer. Karl is hesitant to first trust the Light Overseer due to the pain that the Inbetween inflicted on him. But the Light Overseer feigns ignorance and says that he had nothing to do with whatever Karl went through.
I was the guy speaking to you in all the books.
Have you just been watching me all this time?
Well, someone had to keep you safe here.
Oh, keep me safe, really? Really? Because last time I was here, it didn't feel very safe.
What?
I was basically chased out of here. I had to escape to go to the other side.
Wait, you've been to the other side? I told you not to stray too far from the path, Karl. You don't need to be going there. This is the place for you.
Well, I don't know. Why? Why should I choose here over there? DreamXD gives me a choice every time I time travel. Why on earth would I choose here?
Karl, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know what you're going through. Alright? Every single time you time travel, I know what happens to you. Memories disappear.
And what are you supposed to do about that?
Karl, I can teach you how to control his power. Alright? I didn't do it up until now, but you've done this a lot. You're ready. I know you're worthy. And I'm willing to teach you how you can control this, how you can make your life easier while time traveling, if you come here and trust me.
So this could be a chance to circumvent that issue for Karl. The Light Overseer also pleads with Karl and states how important it is for him to continue coming to the Inbetween. Yet, Karl is stuck and has to choose one path over the other. Maintaining the past and staying within it, or heading into the future but slowly forgetting the past. Two paths, a difficult choice. Would it be better for Karl to slowly forget everything about his friends and keep looking towards the future? Or would it be safer to stay in the past? Karl is then sent to his little bunker room, a reminder of all of the adventures he went on. He fills out his journal entry, makes sure to note his friends' names, and then darkness. As of the time this video releases, that is the last time we see the Inbetween, the other side, DreamXD's world, and Karl. Okay, let's just talk about all of that information I just spewed out. So, here's basically what I surmised. The Inbetween is a hub for Karl to train and get better with his time-traveling powers, and the other side is sort of a bank of Karl's memories. The other side stores Karl's memories after he finishes his adventures, but the important thing to note is that the other side needs to be frequently visited by Karl for the memories to have a tangible form. Otherwise, they won't be formed, and they'll stay abstract. But that's interesting to see how that works with the Inbetween, because there, Karl can use it to get stronger with his time-traveling abilities, but from what I could gather, he is at risk of losing his memory. Either he stays content with the adventures he's had and maintain his memory, or go for more adventures at the risk of his past memories. The question I do have is that If Karl does get stronger with his time traveling, will it actually circumvent his memory loss? Or is it some harsh truth he has to face each time he time travels, that every time he does, he is slowly forgetting the people close to him? I wish I knew the answer to that question. It's kind of a haunting one. I have to be honest here as well. Maybe it is Karl's ability to be vague and misleading with his story, but I genuinely have no idea where this story could have gone. Hell, even making that time traveler theory in my old video took me a long time to come up with, and I honestly don't know if it was proven right or wrong. Like, it seriously could have gone either way. And with how it doesn't seem like Karl has any interest in continuing this story anytime soon, that mystery kind of annoys me. I feel like that critique connects wholly with Tales. A lot of the storytelling is very disconnected. Like, there are cool ideas and mysteries happening, but I feel like they only exist for shock factor. Like, OMG, the smiley face must mean something. It doesn't. DreamXD is the god for both worlds? That must mean something. It doesn't. All these adventures Karl is going on must mean something. It doesn't. Over and over again, there are details thrown in to make you think that they will have significance later, but they're just discarded. It makes it really messy to follow where the story goes because it feels like it's being made up on the spot. And if that were the case, it could still work, but that would require actually making commitments to where the story is heading. It could mess up people's headcanons, but at least there is something tangible there instead of some half-baked ideas. So, the biggest question I had from the start of the video is, what happened to Tales? When Karl finished the maze, he seemed really excited and had this to say.
I will have you know, that break is over. Tales from the SMP is back. I'm already in late production for the next episode. I'm in early production for the 3rd episode of Season 2. And this is just getting started. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really do genuinely appreciate it.
But that never happened. Season 2 of Tales from the SMP never continued. It's been 3 years since the last episode, and I couldn't find any mention of Tales returning. As for the reason, well, it could be multiple.
Hi, Ramiro editor note coming in right now. So this section, I have written and rewritten it multiple times. I couldn't necessarily find a satisfying answer, and a lot of it was just kind of reaching. I talked about, like, some controversy surrounding Mr. Beast, some controversy surrounding the Dream SMP, and maybe those were collateral, because it's like, maybe a lot of the people who were originally in Tales just aren't friends with each other anymore, but there wasn't really, like, a specific reason. I didn't want this to kind of seem like I was kind of just, like, speculating. I didn't like that, so the answer I just kind of came up with is Tales ended for, like, a lot of different reasons, and unfortunately we are not privy to whatever those reasons are. Okay, back to the video.
Karl has been pretty active on social media. He is the most active on his YouTube, making these Minecraft challenge videos with big cash prizes containing popular creators in the Minecraft sphere. He hasn't posted too much on his Twitter, though he did create and write for 2 original animated shorts. The first one is called Beside Myself, and the other is called Journeyed Home. Beside Myself is more of an abstract, experimental type of story, but Journeyed Home, I feel like, takes some inspiration from Tales. As an animation enthusiast, I do recommend you at least check them out. There is some really cool artistry and storytelling happening here. They're on his Twitter page, and they are really short and honestly pretty cool. Karl also made a comic series titled Time Traveler's Tales. From what I could gather, it's another original story inspired by Tales, with a full volume of 5 issues releasing in August of 2024. As far as Twitch streaming though, Karl's entire channel is empty. I'm not sure if the VODs were manually deleted or if Twitch deleted them themselves after 60 days have passed, but his Twitch is barren. No recent broadcasts at all. Trust me, I'd scour the entire web for anything to confirm if the original Tales series was coming back, but to no avail. Meaning, it will have been 3 years since Tales concluded. And, it was sad to find that out. I know my younger self would be sad to hear that her favorite web series never really got a proper conclusion. And that choice that Karl had to make, we'll never know what it was. This would be the only roleplay series that Karl would have made. That's it. It's over. Or is it? I am now going to reenact a discovery I made while researching this video. I was on Karl's alt account on Twitter, trying to find any useful news on Tales, himself, anything. At this point, I was staying up late, watching the last 2 Tales videos, whilst also going through his alt account. There was an ad for his comic, some voice work that he did for an indie game, mention of his animated short, another mention of his comic, another mention of his comic, new video idea, lost tapes. Wait, what's lost tapes? Maybe it's just the name of his clothing brand or something. Anyway, a teaser trailer for Lost Tapes episode 5. Wait, what?
Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. Itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
That's right. A full year later, and Karl made a new Minecraft web series. After all of this time, there was a second original series made by Karl called The Lost Tapes. And the funniest thing is, I could not find any mention of it anywhere else, except for his alt account. In terms of content though, is it good? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Karl did an awesome job with this series.
Taped in front of yours truly, we're here at the once vibrant vacation destination of a theme park. I'm your host, Gummy Karl, unveiling a groundbreaking season of the most hair-raising reality show on tape. Welcome to the premiere of Gummy Karl's daring and stupendous tape show extraordinaire extravaganza.
As I said before, this is an entirely new series which follows a new cast of characters and, more importantly, a new version of Karl. As of now, SMP Karl is long gone. Say hello to Gummy Karl. He isn't a human like SMP Karl. Instead, he is some sort of gummy creature adorning a big smile. And the story of the Lost Tapes takes place in Gummy Karl's TV show. The cast here includes a plethora of Minecraft content creators. Purpled, Hannah XX Rose, George Not Found, Tubbo, Spreen DMC, Iron Mouse, Wally Bear, Tommy Innit, Speed Silver, and Foolish Gamers. The cast find themselves in a reality show where they have to compete in a multitude of challenges in order to win themselves immunity from being voted out from the island. All of this for one person to win $100,000 US. But this show isn't what it's cracked up to be. For the beginning and end of every episode, oh my god, Karl really loves putting the good stuff at the end, huh? At the beginning and end of every episode, a mysterious detective is seen solving a mystery surrounding Gummy Karl. But that can't be. Gummy Karl is so nice and cheerful. At least on the surface. Spoiler warning, you can literally search up this series on YouTube now at the time I'm making this video, and I recommend that you do watch it. The episodes are a bit long, but if you enjoy competitive Minecraft and the drama that comes of shows like Total Drama or Love Island, then I highly recommend it. Okay, back to me. You see, Gummy Karl is actually at the forefront of a missing persons case. Every single one of the cast members of Karl's show went missing. And these tapes, these reruns of Karl's show, hold the key to solving the mystery. And it's not looking good. As Iron Mouse, the first to get eliminated on the show, walks with Karl, there is this calming but bittersweet feeling as she walks with him. Even though her time is cut short, you can't help but feel emotional for her to be leaving like this. She and Karl make it to the funhouse and... oh my god. Why is she tied up? Why is Karl dousing her with gasoline and... oh my god! Did he just set her on fire? And he's laughing? What the... Yes. Gummy Karl is actually a madman masquerading as a game show host. Each time a cast member gets voted out, they have to endure the horrors of the funhouse. Following Iron Mouse is Wally Bear, George, Hannah, Speed Silver, Tubbo, and Tommy. All of them die in horrific ways whilst Gummy Karl enjoys the madness. Purpled, Spreen DMC, and Foolish Gamers are the last competitors on the island, and their final challenge takes place on the volcano on the island. Meanwhile, the detective finally shows up and slowly climbs up the volcano. Karl reveals finally to the final three that all of their friends are dead, and that now only one of them would survive to win the cash prize.
Oh, it's as real as it gets, because there's one thing I have to tell you guys before we start this. Every single person that has gotten voted out so far has actually died.
What? What? Wait, what do you mean?
Die?
This is the highest stakes reality show that's ever existed.
Like, actually died?
Yes.
Wait, what the f?
Two of you are going to end up dead, and one of you will end up with $100,000.
Wait, Gummy Karl, relax. You're alright, now say the just kidding part.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Leave the volcano?
What? But I didn't sign up to die. Okay? I signed up for just a chance to win some money, and that's it.
Well, if you want to win the money, follow the rules.
The first challenge is to jump on descending platforms and avoid the lava. Spreen wins the first round, leaving Purpled and Foolish to duel for second place. They have a blaster fight.
Oh, wait a little.
Maybe it's enough. Maybe enough time? Oh, did not do what I should have done.
Oh my god. The map is falling apart.
What?
There's so many areas where they can just fall through at this point. One of you will die right here, and the other one will have a 1 in 2 chance at $100,000 against Spreen.
And Purpled wins. Now, it's just Purpled versus Spreen for a knockback duel to the death. And off topic, but this duel literally had me breathless the entire time. It was such a close battle, and everything from the aesthetics, the music, the editing made this genuinely so cinematic.
What's happening? Oh, we are deep in this volcano.
The rules are simple. The more you hit, the more impact you get. The more you hit, the further they go flying. Last person alive wins. Not only their life, but $100,000. Good luck!
Good luck.
Good luck, bro.
The finale begins now!
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that it ended up being the two most competitive PvPers on the planet. Alright. You might want to get out of the middle. There are now way more ways for you to fall into the lava. The knockbacks are getting intense, guys. Oh my gosh. The knockback is getting so intense. Holy cow. Whoa.
Oh! Oh!
The purple to black.
Oh my god!
Yes! Oh my
It's
god!
officially happened!
Oh my god! Woo!
Purpled! Purpled! You've defeated 9 of your opponents. Spring barely missed the edge of the map.
Dude, I genuinely feel sick right now. I feel really sick.
That makes sense. You just killed your friend. But you also killed everybody and won $100,000. The scrappiest player this entire series.
But after all of that, Spreen loses, leaving Purpled as the winner of the game. Let's go back to our detective one more time. The detective finally makes it to the top of the volcano, but something is off. They don't see any of the contestants or Karl anywhere. The only thing they see is a spare video camera lying on the ground. The detective plays it, and everything goes wrong.
Congratulations, detective. You found me. But you found me too late. In fact, by my estimations, you found me about a month too late. That's how long it'll take for me to clean up my trail, plant evidence in your apartment and car, and set this little trap for you. You see, the game show was never about these 10 entitled losers. That's the entertainment of the past. It was about you. A sad, lonely failure of a detective who killed 10 celebrities just to give himself some cases to solve. Tomorrow, when my tapes reach every major news outlet in the world, everyone will know what I've done. Well, what you've done. You're the star of the greatest game show the world has ever seen. I only hope you have a chance to enjoy it before they toss you in a cell. Don't bother looking for me, detective. I'm long gone. I doubt the police will ever find the bodies either. So there's no hope for you there. They will, however, have no trouble finding you. After all, the killer always returns to the scene of the crime.
Karl, his team, and all of the cast members genuinely made something really special here. I don't think I've ever been this hooked to a Minecraft roleplay like this before. There isn't necessarily a clear and defined story when it comes to the game show element of the series, but honestly it works really well. It still has that improv loosey-goosey type of feel to it, but due to how many of the members I think are unaware of what this series had in store for them, it genuinely makes for really captivating moments. I'm not gonna lie, there were multiple moments in this show when I genuinely felt stressed and I couldn't find myself taking my eyes away from the screen. I wish we knew more about the detective, but their character worked well for the story. God, that twist at the end genuinely made me go like, what? That's it? Absolutely incredible. Apart from that though, everything else was really entertaining. I don't know what magic Karl and his team did to make this map and the game mechanics work, but it is freaking awesome. Genuinely, kudos to the entire team because everything came together so well. And the members were fun as well, at least like the majority of them. George I found annoying, and Tubbo just annoyed me because it didn't seem like he really cared to be there. Tommy and Purple were some of my favorite cast members to follow during this journey. For some reason, Tommy just kept giving the most dramatic monologues in this series too, and they actually went so hard. Here, check this out.
Okay, I've done it. You see, Karl, I didn't want to be a dog piler. I don't want to live this life on the island. But I must do what it takes to persevere. Was that awesome? That felt awesome. Was that
No,
awesome?
that was
Okay,
really
cool.
awesome.
Can you do, like, the
I was about to
replay
say
mod when
this
I
is
say
so
that? Can
awesome.
you
I
do
didn't
like
want to
that?
break the immersion. That's
Okay,
so cool. That was really cool.
yeah.
All right, sweet. Let's go in.
And Purple genuinely fighting for his life to not be voted out was exhilarating to watch.
I'm voting you, Purple. Sorry.
But okay, listen. If you vote me,
that means that I can vote you and be completely safe. Oh.
Okay, Spring, listen to me. If you vote me out and then Tommy and Tubbo are still in, What's stopping them from just voting you?
Wait, but also, Purple, you're the best Minecraft player here, and then the
I
second best is
haven't
Spreen.
won immunity in any of these games. I
Yeah,
got
me
last.
neither. But wins
Spreen,
that
I need
hands
you.
down.
Spreen, I need you to listen to me. Okay.
Oh god,
so,
you're fighting for your life right now, bro.
I am. You just told me you were gonna vote me. When you sit here and think about the chance of winning $100,000 for a whole week, you think about it a lot. And I thought about myself being in this exact position and knew that probably something like this would happen, and it feels just as bad as I expected.
Editor note coming in. This is me talking, not from my script, but I keep forgetting there's this one scene between, like, I think it's Tommy and Purple. What is it? They're planning to, like, ambush Foolish when it comes to, like, the voting aspect of the game. They're planning on voting Foolish out. And I don't know why, but it just reminded me of, like, this one Breaking Bad scene. So here's me, either making an animatic or an edit of that scene. You will see what I made. Anyways, enjoy that as well.
It is him or us. You understand? It is him or us.
I guess my only big gripe of the show is the fact that there weren't a lot of women contestants in the game. There could have been a lot of factors that played into this. Maybe some of them were busy with other things, there could have been a lot of women working on the back end of the show, or things just didn't work out in the planning side of this project. I guess it was just annoying to have the only 2 women voted out really early. And look, I get it, as someone who has been in gaming circles, men tend to be the majority, but still, I just would have loved to see more women and gender diverse people in the show. Apart from that though, it feels like this show was what I wanted Tales to be. Karl took all of the issues that plagued Tales and fixed them here. It really does feel like it could be the potential future of what online storytelling could become. Of course, Karl had access to many different resources, but even then, you don't need to have the most insane build, insane mechanics, or super popular cast of characters. I genuinely feel like this is proof where if you do have a story to tell, then Minecraft could be the place to tell it. So far, that's it. After Tales and Tapes ended, I haven't seen Karl go back into making these types of projects again. He's been focused more on his YouTube channel, and while it isn't the type of content I would normally watch, I do respect that he is still able to be a host in these competitive Minecraft games. Okay, but what about Tales? Honestly, I really don't think it's going to come back anytime soon. The concepts that it had were awesome, but I feel like many problems plagued it from being picked up again. One of them being the messy, dense, and confusing storyline. But a part of me still recognizes and respects what Karl and his team did with Tales. And it saddens me that Karl's story will most likely never end. But it had me thinking about that choice he was supposed to make in the last episode of Tales. Keep the past alive, or keep the future alive? Why not both? This video you're watching right now couldn't have existed if it wasn't for re-uploaders posting Karl's Twitch VODs on YouTube. The past is still alive and we can discuss it, meaning someone like me, even with my small amount of influence, can pave a way forward to the future. And I think that's beautiful. For as scary and intimidating stories about time traveling can be, I see Tales as sort of the opposite. It shows that there is hope in believing in the future whilst also respecting the past. And without Tales, we wouldn't have had Tapes, a rounded out story which couldn't have existed without Tales or the DreamXD paving the way. And honestly, I think that's a good way to end it. I think that's a good way to end Karl's journey. So, goodbye Karl from Tales. And yes, even you, Gummy Karl from Tapes. Thank you for the memories you gave me and others for the past 4 years. I think it's time to say goodbye and move on. So long, the lost tapes. And so long, Tales from the SMP. I wasn't expecting this video to get so long and so deep, but hey, there's beauty everywhere, you just gotta know where to find it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I was originally going to also talk about the creation of my original video, but I didn't have the space to include it here. So be on the lookout for that at some point soon. I don't know why I said that so weird, but anyways. Okay, I think that's it for me. Take care, y'all.